I said you better watch what you're doing, 'cause I ain't gonna stop when I'm moving. I'm headed to the top, I'ma do it. I'm headed to the top, I'ma prove it. And I could go all night, I'm sick of being nothing. All right, I'm gonna be something. I'll fight with every breath, trust me. I'ma be the one at the top, you can't touch me. I bleed with every word coming. I would rather die than be someone who's nothing. I'm the type of dude who will not remain nameless. I'm the type of dude who is headed for greatness. I'm the type of dude who could really make changes, 'cause I'm the type of dude that's becoming contagious. I'm the type of dude that will always be ageless. I'm the type of dude that will always feel shameless. I'm the type of dude that they say is fucking heinous, 'cause I'm the type of dude that you know is fucking dangerous.
You are absolutely right. The way he went about it was absolutely wrong. Like, so, like I said, I'm not
of my Jewish hatred that actually goes. Other than the fact that why are y'all popping out of the sewers in New York City?
Annunciation Catholic Church. You couldn't call it pronounced Catholic Church?
Yeah, pronounce the Catholic.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and here are 3 ways to manipulate conservatives. The most effective way to get people to move further and further left and vote democratically is not through reasoning. Like Fox News, I use emotionally inflammatory tactics, except the other way, to manipulate people into being liberal. Number 1, personal anecdotes. When Trump cut funding for educational institutions, I had multiple friends who lost their jobs as researchers, one of which was my best friend. And so when I talked to people about this, conservatives, they would be like, oh my God, that's horrible. Like, why is he cutting funding for science? I never would have voted for him if I knew that, because science benefits everybody. Works. Number 2, acting shocked along with them when these consequences happen. A U.S. citizen was accidentally deported and taken to a prison in El Salvador. I can't believe it. They'll be like, wow, I thought they were only taking undocumented aliens. And then something's gonna click that, wait, the administration is lying to them. Number 3, avoid buzzwords. Things like ACAB or New York or socialism, they will not listen to another word out of your mouth once you start talking about it. They'll just label as woke propaganda, even though you're right. It's infuriating, but if you actually want to get through to your white relatives, this is how you do it.
Wow. Your white relatives, Davey.
You just the white ones?
Oh, so
They're the most racist motherfuckers out there. I swear to God. I swear, everything's about race, about color, about immigration. Like, they're the most racist motherfuckers out there. Like, you can't just, hey, congratulations. Meanwhile, they have no idea what a fucking woman is, but they can tell you what a black person is, or, well, like I said before, Spanish people one week are people of color. The next weekend, they're just off-white.
right.
And then following that, they're people of color. And then the next week, they're just off-white. Just call them snow Mexicans. Have it done with, right?
No.
Right?
No, remember how pissed off the Latino community
Evening,
got
bigot,
when you
Mama
called
J.
them the Tinks, you know?
The Tinks?
Yeah. Remember how pissed off Mexicans were when you called them Latinx? They're like,
No, I've
this
never-
isn't a thing. You're going to say Latino or Latina.
Oh, Latinx. Oh, Latinx. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Deluxe night with the dono. I'm with David. I don't know who the fuck that is, but I'm with David. I don't see David in here. I love to get paid to walk around and say shit like Rodney Dangerfield and Caddyshack. Wouldn't because Dez in that hat. Wouldn't be caught dead in that hat. Oh, Judge, it looks good on you, though. Hey, Wang!
Yeah, we got, yes, you can cuss over there, Ken. We've been trying to get you guys to go over there. Ken's the only one talking on the YouTube side right now.
Oh, isn't Ken yellow? I thought Ken was other yellow.
Oh, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
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 Where
Oh,
can...
Mr. Rush is over there now. How y'all doing? We got Colty with us on the Rumble side. Jennifer, the Spuds, Ramsey, Weekend Hangover. That's Jackie.
Mama J.
Yeah. I was gonna call her Jennifer too. Fuck.
Jesus. There's a lot of J's in here.
Right. We got Spuds, Mr. Scott Awesome, Pinochet's Helicopter Tours. The Quiet Park Pod did a raid, coming in with Bach as well. BOC 23. Mr. Scott Awesome. Anybody else? Of course, Rick's over there, CSI referee. Third rail, how y'all doing tonight? Let's see. Yeah.
I got it. By the way, I got a glimpse.
They're going to Rumble.
I got a glimpse today. Daniel sent me a glimpse of some merch.
I will say this though.
Looks pretty cool.
Muffin was right. Muffin was
Muffin?
right. There was some talk in the Discord that they were putting up a shirt and they're like, you should get some merch for this. And I was like, nah, dude, maybe a few people would print it off, but no.
Which one? I didn't see it.
Hold on. Let me make this
Is it
full screen.
It's not the one that's our. It's not the one that's our face, is it? Wait, he made that and sent it to you?
Yes. Fair
What the
point, Muffin. Fair point.
Am I chopped liver muffin? What the fuck?
Fair point. No, because I was the one I was just like, no. This is, it's kind of. Oh, let me bring it back to the chat. I was like, dude, that's kind of like, they're gonna say no. That's just wrong. You're openly calling for violently ending things. And he's just like, nah, it'll work. I don't know. So yeah.
The only thing is, I don't know if we could put Trump's face on it. It'd have to be one of. I would do, if anything, I would do both of us standing there. Like one of us in the wood, one of us putting the person in the wood chipper and the other one. And then, but we have, Jennifer said, I love it. Caldy said sick. By the way, Rick's middle name is, James. It's Rick James, bitch.
Why ain't you going around slapping people? Cold-blooded. Get that ring. Unity. No. But.
Trying to find out where. Oh, wood chipper pizza?
The fuck?
I'm trying to look through the notes because I know we had some wood chipper shit in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. Because I was in there and he was just throwing that out there, and I was like, I don't know if anybody would print that shit. Well, there might be some, but yeah, apparently he proved me wrong.
What if? What if? Well, I mean, we could do wood chipper lawn care service and make it more cartoony. More South Park-ish cartoony, or maybe even like anime cartoony kind of like.
We can do it.
Yeah, we'll make it a lawn care service. Wood chipper lawn care service.
Right.
Making wood chippers great again. Oh my God. Here we go. Hold on. I got to write this down because I forget.
Wood chippers great again. While you're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, I told you the information was going to come out. It's going to come out this year with the midterm elections coming up. It's going to fuck up a lot of things. We're starting to see the beginnings of it here. Check this out. This comes from Eric Spracklin. 2020 Fulton County recount bombshell. Another bombshell reported. Our report by Project Veritas in November of 2020 revealed that an election recount auditor was attempting to register Trump votes as votes for Joe Biden. An RNC monitor watched this happen all night and reported it to election officials who did nothing. 3 times in 3 minutes, she called out Biden. The second auditor caught it and said, no, this is Trump. This is why, that's just while I'm standing there. So does the second auditor catch it every time? The lady 3 times in 3 minutes from 2:09 a.m. to 2:12 a.m., she got 3 wrong. The first person reading it off, handing it to her, so she's not even looking at it. She's just putting it in, whatever the first person said. She's watching me, and that's when things start getting real shady.
Before you get there,
The second person is supposed to be checking it, right? So 3 times in 3 minutes, she called out Biden. The second.
But
Deluxe with the dono!
Oh.
Shout out to Rick. We share the same middle name. Hail the kings in the Bible.
okay.
the
Start
only
it
thing
over
I
again.
was is just a King Richard. That's it.
From now on, all the bathrooms will be known as John's.
The auditor caught it, and she said, "No, this is trouble."
Right from the beginning.
Play it from
I didn't hear the beginning. I didn't hear the beginning. I was trying to do the dono, and you were all caught up in this.
So
Election
the second person
stuff.
was supposed to be checking it, right? So in 3 times in 3 minutes, she called out Biden. The second auditor caught it, and she said, "No, this is trouble."
It's not mandatory.
Now, that's just while I'm standing there. So does the second checker catch it every time? But this way, in 3 times in 3 minutes, from 209 to 212, she got 3 wrong.
That's just in the short time that you were
That I was standing there. And does it get corrected every time? Because the next table I went to right after that, the only reason I left that table is because there was one where the first person was reading it off, handing it to her. She's not even looking at it, she's just putting it in.
putting it in which set?
Whatever one the first person said. So table 17 was the first one where the woman got it wrong 3 times. Table 18 was where the first person would call out Biden or Trump. She'd pass it across the table. The other person did not even look at it and just put it wherever the first person said. That person is supposed to be auditing it, checking the second one. Gotcha. And so here's what happened after that. So I go and report it. They say, "Oh, we'll talk to the election officials." Blah 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 blah. They tell her, "Hey, I guess they talked to her." And so I come back by again in a few minutes. She's not doing it after they've talked to her. So I come and stand next to her, and she goes like this. Like being all cutesy about it, being exact.
Being snarky.
Yeah, so I keep walking, I turn around, I look, and she's looking at me walking away as she's getting handed more ballots. So she's watching me. That's when things start getting real shady, like really like tense and cop. Because no matter where I was standing in the room, her and a couple other people started, they were calling their boss over there, pointing at me. I haven't touched anybody, I haven't talked to anybody, haven't done anything. All I'm doing is writing down, observing, telling what happened. So I see they're all talking to her, and they keep like pointing over here. Well, I make another slow lap around the room, and as I come back behind her, she says, "I'm paid by the taxpayer, and these fucking assholes want to come in here and watch me."
I mean, that's his job to watch you, though.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to be doing.
Go ahead.
Deluxe with the dono, make wood chippers great again to make pedophiles afraid again.
I agree.
I agree.
All right. We also have this one over here from Lindell TV. New York counted votes it can't prove came from real qualified voters. Let's see. Marty Hornick, president of Real America Vote, joined our reporter Kara Kastrova and the Maha Institute roundtable with a major update on her federal lawsuit against Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections. Check this out.
Hi, everybody. Kara Castronova with Marley Hornick from realamerica.votes here to update us on her big lawsuit against Letitia James in New York State and the Board of Elections. But first, Marley, can you give us a little bit of background on what the lawsuit is about?
Sure. In 2021, a group of qualified and very professional individuals who were home no longer essential during COVID, decided to get together and get a copy of the New York statewide voter registration list for election of federal representatives. And we started auditing it, and we did not look at it like whether or not the registration records were being properly updated.
It was debunked because nobody had access to any real evidence. That's why Fulton County is now saying that it's not secure anymore because it's not in our hands. We don't know what's going to happen with it, what's being done. It's we can't control the evidence of us cheating.
Looked at it with the question of how did registration records get into the database that don't meet state qualification requirements? And we found millions of them, actually.
Millions.
And we discovered that hundreds of thousands of those unqualified registration records had votes assigned to them. Now, some of them be real voters,
Tracy.
but the problem is the state can't prove that they're real voters, and the state clearly doesn't know if they're real voters according to the official record. So that's the problem. We also looked at whether or
There is no statute of limitations on treason. I mean,
Mama
if
J
they
says, is that
literally took your own check, your only real check on the federal government away from you, I would say that is levying war against you.
Mama J says, is that the same lady that ended up getting the Medal of Courage or some shit? Ruby Freeman? Is that who he's talking about?
I believe so, yeah.
Or not voters who had their votes counted even exist. And we discovered, for example, in Nassau County in 2024's election that there were 7.9% of the voters who voted either cannot be found in any identification verification tools, or their address is not associated with the voter in any reasonable time frame. Like they could have left that address years prior to.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Didn't I say that a while ago?
9%. 8% of New York votes don't fucking exist.
What up, Zach?
That's like 14 minutes long. But it's not just these places, ladies and gentlemen. A Michigan Secretary of State official is caught on video allegedly ordering 2020 volunteers to count ballots with identical signatures, even after the concern was raised. The footage is reigniting accusations ignored irregularly. Accusations of ignored irregularities. Yeah.
Yep, they've got all kinds of stuff in the bag. You need help with
Okay. We don't know what to count here.
Pause it for a sec. Mama J says, I watched The Disaster Artist, by the way. It was great. I knew I was going to send Mama J down a rabbit hole with that movie.
All right, so Don, what we need to do now, you want to put this in the middle of ours and then we can pull them out?
The tag. The tags, yeah.
And but these are actual ballots.
These are ballots.
And they're all in the spoiled ballot bag.
Ballot bag.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, that's what this was marked.
Counts, because if we don't have the counts, then we can't move forward. And we understand that there is a concern with this precinct. But this
Hold on, pause for a sec. So they don't have enough ballots to match the amount of ballots that they put in the garbage that you just had laying in the floor. So they double counted, so they made sure they had enough ballots. Am I correct in that?
Yes, and now, like she says right here, but this is not a time for you to be investigating right now.
Investigating right now.
Did you find something else?
For you.
Fuck yeah, I'm obsessed now.
So you need to move forward with the audit so we can get the numbers, so we can see how many ballots are here.
But okay, so when we're done with the audit, there is still the opportunity to challenge the fact that we have multiple ballots with the very same signature.
I don't know if challenge is the right word, but until we get
we're challenging.
We'll go ahead and count the ballots.
Right, we need you to move forward.
But we will separate out and count those and add those in. But there's going to be an asterisk saying these ballots have the same signature.
And again, we know that you have a concern with this precinct, and as soon when you get done with the audit part of it, not an investigation, not counting, that's not your role right now, this very minute. So what I need you to.
What is an audit, Davey?
To make sure everything is copacetic and make sure everything matches correctly.
So if you see something with multiple signatures or multiple pieces of multiple ballots with the same signature, is it not your job to call it out then?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have the video? Do you have the video of them pointing out the same ballots that looked like they were photocopied? Do you have that video?
I don't know if it's on deck.
All right, just play. I'll look for it because I think I have it.
I mean, this is the same shit that Carrie Lake brought up in her trial, dude. Like, they would have literally just mirror copies of the same shit in their system, and they were both still counted.
Complete the audit so we can get a number of how many ballots were in this can when you started counting, and we can move forward from there. Okay, so what I need for you guys to do right now is to finish the audit process.
We'll have a number. We can separate them out.
Whether valid or invalid, we'll have
that is not the process right now. The process right now is for you to put them in the piles where they belong, and for the presidential vote, and count the presidential votes.
What up, Zach? How you doing?
There is possibly an issue with this precinct. We understand that. But what I need for you to do right now is to finish the presidential race audit, not separate them out, and then we'll move forward from there, okay? But I need you to continue the process right now, please.
You realize that the former state representative.
Sorry, Tracy.
I understand, but until we get a count, we need that piece done first. We need the audit piece done first because that's why we're here. And we will look at the numbers, okay? And I understand that there may be an issue.
You understand that there may be an issue. They're seeing multiple ballots with the same signatures on them, but we need to count every single piece of paper that is here, and every single ballot must be counted. You remember when they were screaming that? Count every vote. Every vote must count.
No matter what. We all know what happened. We saw it. They denied it or kicked out legal observers. Funny, legal observers, when they are there, when they are theirs, are okay, though. Yeah.
Right.
Of course. But here it goes. This is the one I was talking about.
Tracy. Be job secure is Jennifer. Weekend hangover.
Weekend
is Mama
hangover
J.
is Mama J. But here it is. This is what another thing that the Carrie Lake thing was talking about.
And if you don't, and if you think that maybe that's, if you think that maybe that's just a, a mistake or just a coincidence, here's the next one that shows, you can see Republican is written there, Republican's written there. This is ballot 61. This is ballot number 2. And then each one of them even has this little dot in the Fannie Willis.
Okay, and do you have more of those?
We have the entire batch. There's 62 images in here total, and I didn't even get a chance to go through all of them. But these are the most obvious ones, where it's clear that it's the same. This one's got the little tail on the side.
And so what happened? So do you know the numbers of these total batches? Like,
I don't remember what the totals were when the batches. I don't think they weren't disparate. They were fairly close. But the simple fact that they
so
occurred.
if you see that little bubble right there, this is one image. Here's another image.
Exactly
the exact same. And the batch number, was it 5162?
Well, so scanner 5162.
Okay, scanner.
Batch number 235, image number 92, matches the same scanner 5162, batch 234, image 33.
So there you have it. Duplicate ballots. The entire batch is scanned several times.
Nah.
Now, I believe, and Jennifer can correct me if I'm wrong, with the Jasmine Crockett one, it becomes, I believe they throw it out.
What do you mean?
Because it's got the dot in the Fannie Willis one, but Republican is written in. So they might have thrown it out for irregularity. And like I said, we're having spaghetti. Okay.
Yeah, he's just saying any Republican. I will vote for any fucking Republican, not Fannie Willis.
But the dot in the Fannie Willis thing, and like I said, once Jennifer's done, getting her rich on, she can let us know, because I think that might throw it off because it has something in it. But Republican is written in, and they didn't scribble the Republican part either. So that's odd also. But the fact that these are two different ballots with the same exact writing, you can't really see it that
well. I mean, it could
well,
be
but you can
kicked
see the
out for
N
something
here
that it can't really say yes or no to. But I mean, that still wouldn't be a thing if it's going through the same machine later on in a different batch while they are counting.
Well,
no, because that needs to go up the chain at that point. That would go to one of those level 2 auditors at that point. And if they can't do anything with it, it would go higher than that. But in the Carrie Lake trial, they were sending it up to the level 2 auditors. The level 2 auditors got so overwhelmed, they were sending them back to the level 1 auditors, who were clicking yes every 3 to 5 seconds. Just yes, 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 yes. It matches, it matches, it matches. It's the same shit. There was no.
They set up a bunch of machines and they proved this to change Trump to Biden within the machine.
Yeah,
well, they
I got
didn't.
some of that on here too.
I think most of them was what she said, though. I believe most of them is the irregularity ballots or whatever it was that she had on the fucking floor, and then they just scanned multiple ones in.
Now, I will say this.
Hi, Jennifer.
So far, it does seem like the night of the election in 2020, like all of this is a standalone complex so far, because I don't see any kind of higher coordination than just some random fucking people get together and do this at every like polling location. I don't see how this was coordinated behind the scenes so far. I haven't really seen any evidence suggesting that.
Did you not see what's going on with fucking Minnesota? You don't think they've had practice with this?
I'm saying a standalone complex is this group over here does their thing because they believe this bullshit. This group over here does their thing because they believe this bullshit. This group over here does their thing because they believe this bullshit. No groups are connected, but it seems like an overwhelming conspiracy because they're all in on it, doing the same shit. They don't know what's going on. They just decided to do it themselves in every location. It looks like it's a coordinated effort.
I don't think so.
I haven't seen anything to put in. Of course, I would love to believe that there's more to it, especially with everything that I've seen. You know, that executive order, the HAVV data, everything that I've brought up. I would love to believe our government actually does have a hand in it, but I don't have any connection between the two yet.
I don't.
Other than them.
And here's okay. So here's the thing. I get that. And I don't think, once again, this was new in 2020. This was, I mean, it's not new, but it's new. You know what I mean? This is the first time they actually got to steal a fucking election, and they did. They stole it in every way. Yeah. In every way possible, it was stolen. It doesn't matter, you know, what you think. It was fucking stolen because it was a coordinated effort to get Donald Trump out of there. And I think, to be honest with you, there's no correlation at the moment. But as more shit comes out, I guarantee you there was a Zoom call or something between major. Because come on, you're telling me they didn't allow Republicans in all different kinds of election polling places. They just happened to, out of the blue, deny Republican auditors.
That didn't happen at every location that had problems.
It didn't happen at every, but it happened in multiple locations.
Yes.
It happened in Philadelphia. It happened in Michigan. It happened, I believe, in Fulton. They just threw everybody out.
Yes.
For the most part, and told everybody to go home.
The water main broke.
Yeah. So it doesn't. There's no way in hell these people are just going to all think of the same thing at the same time on the same day.
Which, yes, would kind of lead to a coordinated effort, but we still have nothing to tie it through.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I call everybody asshole, Tracy. But that's what there's no way it wasn't a coordinated effort. There's nothing to prove it just yet. But once again, you can't tell me everybody had the same fucking outlook to this. Everybody went on their own recognizance. Like, yeah, I mean, come on, look at all this shit that we're finding out now.
You are also talking about everybody believing Russiagate was fucking real. You're also talking about the shit. The both people on both sides, you know, the good people on both sides hoax. Everything was still being pushed out there, and everybody was still believing that shit. So a more standalone complex could have existed through a cult-like fucking mentality that they have. They still have, and it was a bigger fucking reach.
I'm telling you right now.
I know there was a coordination. I'm saying I don't have anything behind that.
No, we don't.
I know there was from the fucking top goddamn down. Don't forget it was Joe Biden that said they built the biggest and most, or the most extensive, inclusive and extensive voter fraud organization. Don't forget he said that shit.
Yeah.
I know it
Yes,
was
he did.
done from the top fucking down, but you have nothing to tie that together yet. And once we get that, no. Yes, and Tracy is right. They tried to steal the 2016 election and honestly thought they had it in the bag. Of course, because Hillary Clinton didn't do a damn thing.
She didn't even go to the
out
last. She didn't even go to the fucking swing states on the last day. She was like, I'm just gonna stay home.
Right. She didn't do a fucking
Just
thing
like-
because they thought it was okay enough to do it. And then she lost. They overcorrected in 2020. It was fucking seen. Yes. And they tried to do it again in 2024, but it didn't work because, well. Huh?
No, I was talking to Amanda because she decides, instead of texting me, she just puts it in the chat.
She knows you're watching that more than your phone.
She's not wrong.
But we got this one here from Real Robert. Here it is. Another Democrat. Wisconsin Election Commission Deputy Director Kimberly Zaputa found guilty on all felony counts of falsifying ballots.
Yeah, Ted and Bria, the jury had been deliberating since 10:30 this morning, and they found
this one right here was going for a long time. What's not working?
No, Amanda, I said, she goes, you never answer your phone when you're live. Yeah, because I'm working.
Kimberly Zapata guilty on 1 count of felony count of misconduct in office and 3 counts of election fraud. Here are the moments that verdict was read.
We, the jury, find the defendant Kimberly Zapata guilty of count 1 misconduct in public office as charged in the information.
Now, there was no emotion from Zapata when that verdict was read, and she never testified during the 3-day trial. The former Milwaukee County elections worker admitted she ordered fake ballots to prove flaws in the election system. She says she never wanted them processed. Closing arguments wrapped up this morning, and the prosecutor said Zapata used her position to commit fraud, while her defense attorney said she just wanted to expose loopholes in the election system.
She was a whistleblower. She was showing...
She was a whistleblower by ordering fake ballots and counting those fake ballots.
Yes. That's what whistleblowers do, don't they?
She just
like Alex
committed
Vindman?
a crime to prove that a crime can be committed.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
The amount of retardation behind that.
With the truth.
You never, decided to pretend to be a bank robber, rob the bank just so you could tell the bank how easy it was to steal from them? You never done that?
No, what I did was log into a bank system because they never changed the admin fucking password just so I can listen to music. That's what I did. We also got this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. It's coming out. This one here is from February 1st. Donald Trump just posted, this comes from Wall Street Apes. Donald Trump just posted evidence Democrats are stealing our elections for the 2020 election. Pennsylvania, 205,000 more votes than registered voters. Over 1.5 million fraudulent votes counted, and the spread is less than 82,000 votes. These fraudulent votes come from dead voters, ballots that were received before they were supposedly mailed in. Over 330 electronic spikes from voting machines. The 682 ballots that were illegally processed without any oversight whatsoever. More than 1.5 million votes in Pennsylvania is apparently what it took for Joe Biden to steal the state.
Over 1.5 million fraudulent votes counted, and the spread is less than 82,000 votes. These fraudulent votes come from dead voters, ballots that were received before they were supposedly mailed out, and over...
Hey, Davey. What's been my biggest complaint about the HAVV data?
All the fucking dead people. We
So-
fucking knew this then. Yes, we did. We all did.
1.5 million dead voters? Of course, not all of them are dead. But now we understand what's happening with that data.
over 330,000 electronic spikes from the voting machine. 205,000 overvotes, meaning there were 205,000 more votes than registered voters, and 682,000 ballots that were illegally processed without any oversight whatsoever. More than 1.5 million votes in Pennsylvania is apparently what it took for Joe Biden to steal the state. Georgia has a similar phenomenon that Democrats are failing to account for.
You remember? Remember when Trump called them and said, hey, find me 12,000 votes?
Yeah.
And they told him there was no fraudulent votes.
Yeah, over 300,000 of them so far. 66,248 underage voters. These motherfuckers ain't even 18 and they still voting.
148 underage voters voted in Georgia. 10,315 dead people voted. 2,500 convicted.
There it goes. There's his fucking 12,000 votes.
10,000 dead people voted.
2,500 convicted felons. 2,600
felons voted. Nearly 200,000 votes were fraudulently inserted into the vote count instantaneously. 4,500 votes come from unregistered voters. These numbers show a clear pattern that a variety of types of fraud occurred in this election and that Democrats are
the only thing
desperately
with
trying
the
to cover it
unregistered
up.
voter is there was a shit ton of people that didn't register to vote that got ballots. They sent everybody a fucking ballot that year because of COVID. So the unregistered voter thing, yeah, I get it, but it was everybody was getting a ballot for the most part.
They still don't fucking count. If they're unregistered, you don't count them. Doesn't matter. You're not part of the system to say you are legally valid you're legally able to vote, then you don't get counted.
Tracy, is that a little vote or a big vote? She said my asshole voted. I said, is that a little vote or a big vote? That's not nice. Don't say that about your husband. He's a good man.
They're going to great lengths to change the narrative of the election fraud in an effort to run out the clock to January 20th, 2020. In addition to President Trump's team, many independent groups have completed research on the fraud, and the results are staggering. Totaling across the country, millions of votes were fraudulently covered up, changed, or deleted in favor of Joe Biden. The governors and secretaries of state have actively participated in the cover-up, removing information from their website that is normally easily accessible to the public and depriving conservatives a chance to audit or review the results are just some of their tactics. In Arizona, the final result is only a difference of 10,457, yet 36,400 non-citizens voted in the state. Arizona also experienced phantom spikes from the voting machines to the tune of roughly 50,000 additional votes going to Joe Biden. These numbers come from information that is publicly available, whether from the Secretary of State's website before the content was removed, or from the raw data that was pushed out on election night.
All gonna start pouring out. Let's not forget this one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what is? Oh,
I'm showing everybody my. Tracy wants me to share. It's delicious. Here's the thing. She wants to cook at the same time like she has her period once a month.
Here is the single most shocking testimony of the November 3rd, 2020 election. Michigan poll watcher under oath. These are absentee ballots, mail-in ballots. They cannot be in sequence. 2232 cannot have 2233 next to it because they are mailed in. They come in all different numbers, let alone without any dates.
Writing down the ballot numbers and the last names of the person of the ballot that had the name on the ballot, they were all in sequence. These are absentee ballots, mail-in ballots. They cannot be in sequence. 2232 cannot have 2233 next to it because if they're mailed in, they come in all different numbers. And when I
it would make sense to have 2232 and 2233 coming together in sequential order like that, because one could take longer than the other to get to there, and the time back, even if they put it in the mailbox on the same damn day, the processing time is going to be completely different. So how did the sequential numbering system happen? Not to mention, some of these mail-in ballots didn't even have creases on them.
started noticing
For English, press 1.
that these numbers are almost next to each other, like one or the other was in the middle, but then they were almost
Hey,
next to
she's
each
trying,
other.
Yeah.
my antennas went up. That's exactly when I thought.
Don't say antennas
She has
like
antennas.
that.
My antenna. What up, Penguin?
I set off my radar. We can say that. What up, Penguin? Everybody's on the Rumble side over here.
Thought something is not right here. Then I asked the supervisor. There was not even a date on those envelopes. It said November 0-2020. There was no second number there. Then I said, what is the date on this one? Then they got really mad at me. They said, you're not letting us do our job. You're disturbing us. And at that point, because we really don't want to be kicked out, so we were just kind of not challenging anything because we want to still stay in the room because we barely had anybody. Not only that, the sequence ballot numbers were all from the same area, like the Goddard Street in the downtown Detroit. Goddard Street, sequential ballots, signatures were all alike. They had no date stamp. It said like it was empty after 0. There was no third or second or first or nothing. And none of them were coming up in the system. They were all being entered manually. They even knew that none of these details would even be in the poll book or in the system.
That right there was Michigan. What are we doing?
Huh?
What are we doing?
Did you hear that?
Music? No. Because you got your side muted. Like always.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to find an Indian thing to play, but I didn't want to I didn't want it to be brought attention, Richard. You were
my bad. You asked me if I heard that.
After you were like, what are we doing here?
This one right here. This comes from Fulton County. It's been revealed that the people in Fulton County, Georgia are registered to vote at UPS stores, abandoned buildings, and homeless shelters. The 2026 election will be too close to play games like it's 2020. Georgia needs to take action fast.
All right, y'all. Yesterday, I made a serious allegation on the floor of the Georgia State Senate that Fulton County's voter rolls have been, and continue to be a complete mess. And today we're going to bring you the receipts. Currently, in the state of Georgia, it is illegal to be registered to vote from anywhere other than your primary residence. Can't register to vote at UPS stores, can't register to vote at homeless shelters, can't register to vote under an overpass. But today, and this is as of the January 5th Fulton County voter rolls, about 70 people are registered to vote right here. We're going to bring you a couple more locations to show you that this is not an anomaly. Fulton County has got to get their act together. All right, y'all, this is 850 Oak Street in Fulton County, and there are 19 people registered to vote at this abandoned house.
God damn.
And so again, this is on the Fulton County Registrar. They've got to clean up their voting rolls. This is not a new problem. And remember, back in 2020, absentee ballot request forms were sent to every single registered voter, including at locations just like this. All right, so we are at 1445 Woodmont Lane, physical.
Oh, the yellow with the donut! The chirp is the best.
It really is.
Huh?
By the way, this morning I woke up, Amanda goes, you hear that? And I go, you're fucking right, I did. All of a sudden, I woke up to in my own house.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I am immediately doing something about it. It will never go off again.
Something was done about it. But yeah, this morning I woke up to, and I was like,
That's
she
enough
goes, you
to
heard
make
that?
me nuclear first thing in the morning like that? Nuh-uh. You really want somebody to die. All right.
.com,
Partially.
138
Not in the
people
good spots
registered to
either,
vote.
Tracy.
But I've got a treat for you. This is Jason Frazier. Jason, come on in the frame here. Jason is the guy that's done all of the heavy lifting on this. He and David Kate are the two folks that brought this to my attention. Jason, how hard was it to figure out that you had thousands of people in Fulton County registered to vote from illegal voting locations?
You know, it's not that difficult. The hardest part is getting a copy of the voter rolls. I mean, not everybody wants to spend $485 for the statewide voter roll, but essentially once you get it, just sort it based on number of people at one address. And this one jumped real far out of the page because there's 138 people registered to vote here. And when we turn the camera, you'll see it's just it looks like it used to be a house, but now it's a commercial virtual mailbox. So I can't fathom there's 138 beds in that house, so they can't be registered to vote there.
Here's the thing, Jason, that's really compelling to me. The county has every piece of zoning information. They know this is a commercial location. They obviously can do easy database sorting and searching. You also, though, have identified 1,000 people that were born in the year 1900 that are on the Fulton County voter rolls. You've identified a couple hundred other people that are that very much seem to be the same person, same name, same address. I'm sorry, same date of birth.
Yeah.
And tell us about some of that.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of folks across Georgia who show 1800 or 1900 as their date of birth, which means what I've heard is that means they don't know their date of birth. If Fulton County or anywhere in the state, they don't know your date of birth, how can they be checking to see if you're a legal resident? And a lot of these, we were talking about the duplicates, they'll have two people registered at the same address with the same year of birth in slight variations of their name. So maybe it's Bob and Robert, maybe it's Bob and Bob. And it's clearly the same person at that address. But if you've got typos in somebody's name and you don't know their date of birth, how in the world do we know they're a U.S. citizen? And that just needs to be cleaned up so we can verify everything.
And here's the last thing I'd like to say. The fact that people like Jason and David and, a number of other people from Derek Somerville to Mark Davis to Philip Davis have had to do this kind of work on their own is frankly absurd. The Fulton County Registrar, this is their job. They are the ones that are supposed to keep the voter rolls clean. And like I've said before, and Fonnie Willis got mad when I said it, it's always Fulton County. And Fulton County has got to get their act cleaned up. Jason, thank you for the work that you guys have done. Super, super grateful.
Thank you.
I'm going to head to the next location. And I think we're heading next to maybe a homeless shelter. But ironically, there's a homeless shelter across the street from the Capitol with 1,900 people.
Yeah, they've had as many as 2,300, 2,400 is most I've seen. And I mean, you can go right on their website. They don't have that many beds. This is the problem.
All right, this is 477 Peachtree Street. There's 70 people registered to vote here. It's a homeless shelter that closed in 2017. All right, y'all, here we are, 2625 Piedmont, another UPS store, 96 registered voters right here in direct violation of Georgia law. Not hard to find for us, apparently pretty hard to find for Fulton County.
Jesus.
And Crowder did that. Crowder, what was it? Was it the 2017 election or the 2020 election?
That was 2020.
Where
Yes.
Crowder was going around with all those addresses and it was just parking lots and shit like that?
Yep. Yeah, because apparently that Christina Gupana woman, whatever, was one of Hillary Clinton's staffers went missing. Apparently she voted. And when they went to her address, it was underneath a damn bridge. And then overnight, they changed it from west to east. So they went back to the east location, and it was an apartment complex that was just built, and she's never lived there before. They changed it overnight. That was like on a Monday or Tuesday or something like that, but they're not supposed to, mess with the database until Thursday night at midnight. Yeah, I remember that one.
She is a flying nun, Rick. Ruby must go to prison along with her daughter. Yep, as do New York. They that is what Marley Hornick's group found.
Yeah. I think Marley. Remember that name from somewhere. That is what Marley Hornick's group found. Also I remember that name from somewhere. Oh yeah, we've already hit up New York's buzz. That was kind of at the beginning. And I'll just skip that one. That was a point I was going to make later on. But 138 voters registered at commercial addresses in Georgia. Georgia law says voters can't be registered at commercial addresses. David Kitt, Kahit. It's blatant. These suspicious places where a ton of people are registered to vote from. 138 people don't live here.
This is a commercial address. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Jason, it's blatant. Anybody can see it, literally in big letters. This is a commercial address. We're outside 1441 Woodmont Lane, another one of these suspicious places
called
where a ton of people are
physicaladdress.com.
registered to vote from. And this is the actual physical place.
Just say like people like us, we
Yeah,
you get mail,
like
you
a
get
UPS
place
store.
from them. Yeah, they deliver it there. Hold off, you come get it. Yeah.
So 1441 and also 1445, two different places where people are able to register to vote. But obviously, this doesn't seem like 139 people live in a tiny place like this. So what's going on here?
Yeah. So this is a virtual mailbox. It's similar to say the UPS store or one of the other post office boxes. But a lot of these type of places, people will use for legitimate purposes. For example, if I travel a lot, I want to get my mail delivered here. Maybe they open my mail. Different ones have different features, but they might open my mail and scan it for me.
Now wait a minute. Who would use their address for that to register to vote? If they were doing this registration honestly, who would register that address as their voter rolls?
Dead people.
How would they be able to do that, though?
The people who are still alive.
Of course, Davey. Somebody that is alive.
You asked me how!
Dude, like I was saying, it was an algorithm going through the fucking states. That's the only way the HAVV data could make any fucking sense whatsoever. It was a goddamn computer-based system running through everything. That's how these dead people are voting.
Jennifer with the 5 gifted subs! Welcome in Bruce Rice! Welcome in Laura Mailhot! Welcome in Boom Shakalaka OG, Mr. T, and Ellie 00747.
Right.
Welcome to the Off Neighborhooders.
But yeah.
Thank you, Jennifer.
That's what's happening. These people are being registered. You'll find somebody's name, somebody with the last 4 digits of their social security number, somebody else. You have a P.O. box. Guess what? Your P.O. box is now registered to vote in your name.
Well, that's
how they were getting
how does your P.O. box vote, Richard? Huh? You asked me how dead people can register. How does a P.O. box vote?
Well,
gotcha.
Ask Georgia. Ask Pennsylvania. Ask New York. Ask California. Ask Arizona. How does
it's always the Jews, right?
They do it perfectly because their ballots have been printed with a perfect little filled-in circle. No, it's not the Jews.
Yeah, it's always the Jews.
No. We got this one too. After 6 swing states simultaneously stopped counting on election night. The swing states. The swinger states. Yeah. The state of Wisconsin, November 4th, 2020 at 3:42 a.m. This was the spike. This was the
37 and 3:42 a.m. local time. 168,386 votes were tallied, of which 143,379 or 85% were for Biden, and 25,163 or 14.9% were for Trump.
Yep.
Before that 5 minutes, Trump had always been in the lead. This abnormality reversed the situation in Wisconsin and gave Biden the lead. In the currently contested Wisconsin results, Biden leads Trump by only 20,608 votes. Yet at 3:42 a.m. on November 4th, Biden received a peculiar influx of 143,379 votes.
This one right here was, where they were just, those card reader things that we had, all those early ballots, that's when we just dumped them into the system. And it automatically spiked. What was it? 93% was for Biden? 93%?
I think it was 99. I thought it was 100% for Biden when that spike happened.
No, not all of them were. It was like 93% of them were for Biden because that was, see, shocking election, 148,000, increased 93% for Biden. But yeah.
Am I going on too long, Harrison? You want me to shut up?
I'm listening with rapt attention, sir. Go, please continue.
Okay. Well, first the other thing they will have found is there's 148,000 ballots in special segregated storage by judicial order. And those 148,000 ballots, there's a dozen affidavits that say the same thing. They are 93% Biden, 7% Trump. They are, every circle is perfectly filled in, like a computer, not a human. And they're mail-in ballots, but there's not a crease in any of them, and they're all together. So if we, which is impossible because mail-in ballots have to be folded. If you assume those were all fake, you could do the math. That means there are 148,000, about 10,000 were for Trump, 138,000 were for Biden, which means there was 128,000 of pro-Biden spread cooked into that little pie, little apple pie.
Right.
Well, there's 128,000 cooked into it. Trump only lost by 11,000 votes. 128 of them were that stack. So that's something they could check in 5 minutes.
Yeah. It means he won fucking Georgia by a landslide, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We also have,
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that fat whore.
This is what I was talking about, though. This is how Democrats pack the voter rolls with illegals. Without cheating, they'll never win another election. Check this out.
We discovered 10,000 people using the exact Social Security number. See if this one rings true. You take an illegal, you bring them in. They sign a piece of paper promising to pay taxes. What they get is a Social Security number. So the employers can take out the taxes. Put a pin in that. Here's what they do. In cities like this, let's think of a chicken processor. They will bring in hundreds of illegals. They will spread them out across all of these plants and factories, giving them jobs. They're all using the same Social Security number. The IRS unconnected our names from the Social Security number. Now when you look it up, it just pings to see if there's an employer. If there is, it says it's good, it validates it. Why do they do that? Because all of these factories are giving them Social Security numbers. The government turns its back on it. As soon as you have a Social Security number and you go over to motor voter, pass the driver's court test.
This guy talks like the fucking heat miser.
Driver's license. The person looked, you got a social, you must be a citizen. That's how they pack the rolls.
Yeah, they've been doing it that way.
Right. You were right.
Now, check this out. This was actually, what was this? This was yesterday. This was out there. John Solomon says he has confirmed that the DOJ and the FBI have been secretly building a mass conspiracy case against the deep state. You do realize this has to be tribunal territory at this point then, right?
You do understand that I don't think military tribunals really exist anymore.
I think they do. Not to the extent that we actually
Listen,
that we actually want them to, but yeah.
I don't think any of this is going to a military tribunal. If anything, this will get fucking tied up in court and these people will do a pittance of a fucking sentence. It's unfortunate, but that's what's going to happen.
I don't think it's really going to go that direction, though. I think
it's not going to be military tribunals.
After everything we've seen in our court systems, I don't think it's going to be left up to that. There's no way it can be.
They are trying to get the UN to intervene with us. You really think military tribunals are going to come?
Dude, they're not going to interfere with us because the fucking delegates in the UN are saying unless the US pays us our money, we're insolvent. We pay them like 2.2 trillion or something like that. Unless they don't pay us money, we're going to go insolvent. There's nothing we can do. So yeah. Let the UN try to get fucking involved with that shit. But
and I think next week, over the next 10 days, the base who's been wondering, where's all that accountability? They're going to get some big surprises over the next week concerning where the conspiracy began, a few weeks before Crossfire Hurricane was open and when it ended, all the way in 2024, when they were still trying to pursue Donald Trump to keep him from winning the presidency. There's a big case that's been built by the Justice Department and the FBI. It's been masked by a lot of this infighting and drama and soap opera stuff. But the truth of the matter is, MAGA base Americans are going to be happy when they see where this is all heading in the next few weeks. Kash Patel's going nowhere. I hope Dan Bongino isn't going anywhere, but I do think he's going to take some time over the weekend to think that through.
No, this was before Bongino was
So
leaving.
hold it. We got 3 huge leads there.
Yep.
Number one, I want to go back. You're saying the 10-year conspiracy against President Trump to try to thwart his first term, steal the second term,
right?
and basically surround him.
I'm not either. I don't like him.
He's a fucking car salesman.
Pretty much.
He's a diet version of Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Like Alex Jones says some shit and like it's inflammatory, but it turns out to be correct. Steve Bannon just like throws shit at the wall, and then sometimes it's right, and you're like, okay, Steve, it's fine. And then sometimes it's completely wrong, and you're like, fuck, what?
Right.
The fuck you talking about, Steve? Oh no, but it's still it's gonna be 3 guys jumping out of a Chinese spaceship, and Steve. No, they're not. No, they're not. But they have a monkey. No, they don't. They have a fucking monkey, Steve.
They have a monkey on the moon, man. I saw it. I saw it with my telescope.
Back in your room, Steven.
Yeah, I don't like his ass either, though. I mean, there's just.
Yeah, he's
I
loony,
don't know how to
right,
describe
Zach?
it. He's what?
Zach agrees. Zach agrees. He's loony.
Yeah. I'll admit to that one too. I'll agree to that. I mean, yeah.
In his second term or third victory.
Yep.
That has been an ongoing investigation that the FBI has already doing.
Yeah.
Does the Brennan
conspiracy case? There was hinted at. In fact, this was hinted at, Steve, in some of the media reporting, but I've got it confirmed. There's a conspiracy case that was opened that looks at this window as a very large window. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a special prosecutor named by Pam Bondi in the next week or two. And why does this become significant? Because you don't have to necessarily then bring the grand jury or the indictment in Washington, D.C., where the 90% Democrat jury pool probably won't convict even if they had a murder. It allows them to go to someplace like Florida. One act of the overt conspiracy could very well be, Steve, that they raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago house with false pretenses. And then you can bring the grand jury in Florida. You can bring the indictment in Florida because an overt act of the conspiracy occurred there. Maybe several overt acts of the conspiracy occurred there. You don't have to have a all-blue jury in Washington, D.C. that has Trump derangement syndrome.
Fucking other yellow.
So
perfect. Fucking perfect. Bravo, sir. Bra fucking vo.
For all of you that don't know what we're laughing about here, let me bring it up here. Other yellow's comment down here. This got JD Vance, the little side eye thing, the Jan look with the bouncy boobs, and he says JD approved. Looking straight at him.
I like it, but it's 8 o'clock.
Is it? Oh, shit, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to go to the other side. Let me get the link for you. Well, Jennifer's already got it, but I'm going to throw it in there again. We're going to have to go to the other side. We're going to finish this up here. I got a little bit more, and then we'll go off onto another topic here because...
Yeah, because Minecraft is now showing kids how to protest.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things are, and it's disturbing. But yeah. Give us about 3 minutes. And we will be right back.
Hey, it's me, Davey. You know, the simple one. Here at Off Label Podcast, we're all about doing things the off-label way. But without you, we're just two idiots who talk to each other on the internet. So please, if you could, hit that like button, repost, and give us a follow. And if you're feeling frisky enough, throw a comment. We now return you to our regularly scheduled bullshit.
Isn't that hard?
I mean, it's not.
So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next?
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine, from pain it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet.